In this video, we finna talk about the streets of St. Louis, biggest faker. Now, welcome to my channel, where we expose all the fakes and all the fakes around the world. Whether it's politicians, hood dudes, rappers, you name it, we expose. Our first exposed of the days, 30D Grimey Deuce and Ceemurda. The biggest fakers of St. Louis. Man, biggest fakers of St. Louis. I ain't even met nobody get this big. Let's start it off. We gonna start with B first started. B first started with 30D and their first biggest smoke. The 1-4 Peabodys, the Jets. And let's talk about how that started. Man, one day, I can't tell you when, but the situation transpired in the Delmar Loop, where the situation became physical between a fellow 30D member named Bossman. Bossman and 30D was posted in the Delmar Loop one day, and when I was posted in the Delmar Loop, the incident transpired where they seen some Peabody people, and an incident had transpired, and Bossman ended up getting jumped. Well, they say Bossman was with some females. Well, later, the next day, Bossman will make his way back to school, which is Sumner High School, and where he confront Rambo Newski, which is a fellow 1-4 Peabody's member. And when he confronted Rambo Newski smacked him. And Rambo Newski began fighting. And then once the fighting commenced, they both get suspended. They both get suspended for 10 days. Now, Bossman gets killed the day before he come back from his 10-day suspension. Now, he got killed leaving a club called 187. Now, 187 was a teen club for kids, for middle schoolers and high schoolers to come party at. And when they got into it with the Jets inside the club, when 30 Deep was leaving the club, 30 Deep was walking. They got into it with a bunch of guys that was driving vehicles. So as the 30 Deep guys were making their way up the alley, the 1-4 Jets guys pull up on them, which how we are driving. The back window get let down, and a shot get fired up the alley. As the shot get fired up the alley where all the 30 Deep guys is, they began to scatter. As they began to scatter, Bossman jumped behind a dumpster not knowing he was hit, and his homeboys began to run their own separate ways. As the night go on, Bossman's mother will call all the guys that she know him leave the house with and be with, and she called their phones all night, telling them that her son haven't made it home, and yet none of the guys went to go look for him. Yet the very next day, all the 30 Deep guys went to go look for him, and they went to go search in the alley that they got shot at, and where Bossman was found behind a dumpster in the same exact alley where they got shot at. Now, at this time, it was word was spread that Bossman got killed, and all the 30 Deep and friends and family and people all over the city would begin to start posting Bossman all over their social media accounts. After they mourned the death of a fellow 30 Deep member, goes by the name of Bossman, it wouldn't be that long till after the 30 Deep members had to mourn the death of another fellow 30 Deep member right after it, literally like 2 to 3 weeks after they lost JD. And JD was one of the guys at the scene when Bossman was shot and killed, and he was also one of the guys that took off running. All of them took off running and left him. But a couple of those guys at the scene agreed to testify, and they turned state and to testify against Tyrell. Maybe this decision to snitch will be regretted quickly, as this will lead to the demise of JD. Now, JD was waiting on the school bus at 7 in the morning, and the school bus was 30 or 45 minutes late. It's going to Sumner High School, and that's when the shooter pulled up and jumped out the car. And when the shooter jumped out the car, the shooter started shooting at him and chasing him. And when he started chasing him, he fell, and he stood over him. Right after he stood over him, the school bus started pulling up. As the school bus was pulling up, the shooter was jumping back in his vehicle, pulling off the way. And there you have it. 2 dead within 2 weeks. 2 black men, 1 shooter in custody. And one guy who was being accused of being the shooter is in custody. and then have a bunch of guys pointing the finger at him saying he was a shooter because we don't know who the actual shooter was. And now that even caused another man to lose his life because he's willing to talk to the police about it. Now make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, because it will be more exposing videos coming soon. We expose all the fakes, and we don't make sure all the real get put, because we don't